Question again, so somebody can clip that for later. Do it again.
No, I'm
All
not. I'm not gonna be your circus
All right,
animal.
it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot. All right, guys, we're moving on. So Holly Weird is Holly Weird. We all know this. Rebel Wilson says that in her Pitch Perfect contract, she was not allowed to lose weight. Does that surprise anyone here?
No, I believe it.
Not at all. I mean, don't
When
you
you're
think
literally
a character,
the fat funny person, you have to keep your fat funny person size.
a character like Fat Amy and the jokes that were made at Fat Amy's expense would never even be written today, actually,
no, they would
because it's fat phobic, even if you're making fun of the characters that treat her badly based on her appearance.
Which is funny because she talks about the character in glowing terms here. She says she has a soft spot. She loves that character. Like, what if they had to like bring her back and they make like Pitch Perfect 4 Electric Boogaloo? It's not 2. They already made 2.
I mean, she
they
made
put
it
her in a
sound like...
Can they put her in a fat suit? And would that be fat phobic to put her in a fat suit if they brought her
Well,
back?
that's fat phobic too now.
Yes.
But it sounds like she wasn't even kept up to date on like whether there would be another Pitch Perfect, so she had to be fat on standby.
They just don't like her. They're just trying to kill her off.
She revealed this on the Call Her Daddy podcast, Bleak.
I forgot about.
She
Are
said,
they is that still like really popular?
It is, yeah.
Huh.
Just Alex Cooper now. She said, I couldn't lose a massive amount of weight because I was in the contract for that movie. I think it's not more than 10 pounds you can lose and not gain more than 10 pounds. You have to kind of stay at the weight that's in your contract. So it's funny that she can't gain weight either. Like, you can't be morbidly obese. You just have to be like moderately fat. So it's like comical and not pitiful.
They give her like a calorie diet with like unhealthy things, but not super unhealthy things. They're like, you can eat McDonald's, but you can't eat McDonald's and Burger King.
Yeah, skip the seconds.
Like,
don't get seconds.
like no.
Where do you
like,
draw the line?
No
you know?
Don't supersize.
No
No supersize.
No supersize.
Like,
yeah.
You gotta get that happy place.
it's kind of the opposite of what happened with Marvel, which is that all their actors get put under contracts and they get these like 30 personal trainers, and all the men have to put on 20 pounds of muscle.
Is that also contractually
Obligated? Yeah. I mean,
obligated?
I think.
But like, how do you measure? Like, you can't guarantee physical results all the time.
The what they've done now is like they've eliminated the muscle mass like part of the contract, but they have to put in a certain amount of hours a day at the gym. And like, they have to, and the personal trainer is contracted through Marvel. Therefore, they report to them on the way that their training is going.
I see.
And it's like, you know, if you so this is what I was looking this up earlier about things that you have to do when you sign a contract with Marvel. It says, in order to become an Avenger, the MCU actors are required to complete demanding workout routines every day and maintain a strict diet. I'm picturing like there's just some poor schlep who's been hired to watch them eat. And like make sure they're not like who's literally counting their calories for them.
Yeah, and then there are other stories that we get from like actors and actresses that play characters on like teen dramas where they say that, you know, assistant directors on set would be like, don't eat that. Like they would like tell them to undereat.
Slap the donut out of their hands.
So it's kind of a double standard, right? Like, it's fine for Universal Pictures to contractually obligate Rebel Wilson to be clinically overweight, which is a health condition that can cause you to literally shave years off your life. But then if they just simply demand that you don't gain weight and become overweight, then it's considered like that's beyond the pale. Like, why is that wrong?
Isn't when the characters or not transphobic, isn't that fatphobic in itself to say like?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen so many actresses complain that they were told to look a certain way for a role, which means not over a certain weight.
Right.
And they complain on those grounds, but then Rebel Wilson, seemingly with no resentment in her heart afterwards, was
too nice
like
of a lady.
Obligated to be 80 pounds overweight. And she lost that weight after Pitch Perfect was over. But
I'm starting to see a small like tide shift in the whole like, you know, any size is beautiful thing.
Well,
I'm starting to see very subtle ads telling people to eat healthy and lose weight, but they don't say it that way.
Well, even Rebel Wilson,
they're like they say smart calorie choices. That's a catchphrase that I've heard.
The weight loss industry has not been suffering for the existence of body positivity propaganda because everyone who's fat knows that something is wrong. It doesn't feel right.
No, I disagree. I think there's 16-year-olds that literally think that being 300 pounds is okay.
Because they didn't grow
Well,
up
they think
with
it's
the
okay
people-
morally, but it doesn't mean that you're having an easy time breathing when
They have no
you get
idea.
physically
They probably just
active.
think this is life.
They didn't grow up with the people telling them that it was unhealthy. Therefore, how would they know, right?
Yeah, it's like-
it sounds like common sense to us, but if you don't actually, it's common sense because we grew up being told the common sense fact that it is unhealthy. Your bones are going to be carrying extra weight. And she
I
says
just think
here,
if you're living in pain, there's no way to deny reality.
they're
can't
on Adderall.
tell.
They're on Adderall, and they're on,
Like, before I
on
got
mood
glasses-
stabilizers. Dude, they don't like. They're not even noticing.
Before
it
I
at that
got
age.
glasses, I was young, maybe like 7 years old. But before I got glasses, I thought that's how everyone in the world saw.
Yeah,
I
same
didn't think
here.
there was a problem. And then I
Same
put
here, I had the
glasses
same
on for the
thing.
first time, and I'm like,
Yeah, it's wild.
holy,
I
like,
could read
Well,
stuff
yeah.
from far
This is
away. I was like
insane.
blown away.
Yeah, it's
But
a
also,
complete
people,
reality
people
change.
treat you
Crazy.
different socially for being overweight,
Yeah, for
regardless of
sure.
all of this propaganda
For sure.
that tells you everyone is the same, all bodies are beautiful.
Well, we're working
people
on
don't
that.
act like that. Like men are not attracted to obese women, and then also
They
like
should be.
women self-segregate based on hotness. So if you're different from the rest of the crowd, there's no way that doesn't change your experience of life.
You don't think that the common the future awfuls of America that are in school right now aren't having token fat friends in their group because it's diverse?
Well, that's what Fat Amy was
Yeah,
in
that's-
Pitch Perfect. She was the college group's token fat friend.
And now they're going to have
put
they just have
down.
more token fat friends now because they have to be. I think I've told you guys this story before. I had a friend who was dating a girl who worked in who was skated for one of the quad skating companies. Now quads are very different from like skateboarding and rollerblading.
skates.
It's very much a clique. A lot of
Yeah,
it,
definitely.
it's based on lifestyle because it's almost entirely female promoted, right? And they went out and they filmed like an edit one day, right? And they did this edit with their friends and they sent the stuff to their sponsor and they said, not enough body diversity, not enough black people. And they made
that's
them
very
go
true.
out and like film it with people that they weren't
You have
hanging
to
out
go
with.
like find homeless people to
Yes.
like be in your
Like,
skate
wow.
video.
and that
Amazing.
type of propaganda permeates all aspects of our lives now. So girls are growing up thinking that that's what their friend groups are going to have to look like,
Yeah.
and they're going to pick people to be in their friend group because society is telling them that that's
so that you look like a college
yeah.
brochure.
so you look like
Yeah.
a college brochure.
Right.
Yep. That's
I don't
exactly
know.
right.
I think that the human brain is fat phobic, is a lot of phobic and isms, and you're never going to change that no matter how much you propagandize people. And like fat phobia is one that you really can't get rid of. You
Yeah,
really
it's really
can't get rid
difficult
of
to.
that from the human brain. Like it is proven that we think lesser, honestly, of
Even
of obese
unattractive
people like
and
that.
unattractive people.
And unattractive
Yeah.
people, like those
think-
lookism
yeah.
and
I
fat phobia or
disagree.
whatever you want to call those things, they've always existed. They will continue to exist in the same prevalence
I disagree.
always.
It used to be a sign of wealth. The ladies used to love the fat
But
man.
even
because
then,
that
it
man-
doesn't mean-
not in a long time.
Not
It
a
doesn't
long
mean, like,
time,
Not-
but
that's not relevant to our
Riding
life
an
experience.
electric
Not our life
scooter
experiences,
level.
Also, like,
but-
you have to also
but
remember like
it could change. Was what I'm saying because it's already
Totally,
it's changed
but-
before.
But something
you
that's
know?
important to note about that is like even to like so in the period of like it's often referred to as French girls, like that period of time they weren't like morbidly obese.
Yeah.
We're not talking like
Obese-
600-700 here. We're talking like
Yeah.
maybe 2.
And you've seen those
maybe
pictures,
250.
those pictures of like beaches in America in like the 70s.
It's
Yeah.
just
They're
like
all
how people
cut.
think
Yeah.
that Marilyn Monroe was like a size 16 or something. Like she
Yeah.
was a 4 at most after like in her postpartum
Look at-
days.
look at these
she was
pictures.
not. She was incredibly skinny.
You want to be the Rebel Wilson on the right. You do not want to be the Rebel Wilson on the left, even for health reasons.
And she lost weight so that she
80
could get rid
pounds.
of her fertility issues.
It's
Then she
also-
had a baby.
She had it through surrogacy.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That made no sense. So
Well,
it
that's
says,
probably it's
Speaking of
probably to donate
surrogacy-
her eggs.
she says I
That's
went
what
to
her
see a
doctor said.
she says I went to see a fertility doctor and he was like, "You'd have a much better chance with fertility if you were healthier," she explained. "It really hit me hard because I was living a fantastic bigger life." She lost almost 80 pounds and maintains a healthy lifestyle through diet.
Okay, so if
You
it
don't
was
say.
surrogacy,
You
then
don't
it's
say.
probably just because it would be a lot easier to donate her eggs.
Apparently,
Right?
like yeah,
I mean, I guess so.
But it's just like, or maybe like she couldn't have it. Like, is it possible that she couldn't?
But otherwise, she wouldn't have worded it this way.
Yeah. I mean, but it's also it's not just that. It's
But
also
then
like
people
wanting to
started-
be healthier for your child so that you can be active with them.
People started fear mongering about how they think she had an eating disorder. The same thing happened with Adele
And Post Malone.
and Post Malone. It's not even just women. It's every celebrity that is like supposed to be a certain size in the eyes of their fan base that get criticized like this. But then when they gain weight, it's the opposite. Like if you gain weight, it's because you're confident. If you lose weight, it's because you're like in danger of death.
Yep.
Jacob Edler says she looks as different as Robert Downey Jr. looks. Robert Downey Jr. looks sick to me.
Yeah, he
No,
does.
no. He looks like the.
I could be wrong. I mean, it might have just been because his facial hair was
Well,
He
unkept.
looks
looks
like one of those
malnourished.
guys you'd see in like a New York like loft, like an art studio. Like he's got bald, he's got those colorful glasses now, clean shaven.
He looks malnourished.
No, he looks okay.
He goes by Astaire.
What he looks like? How?
Does he
what's his
really?
name? Howie.
Oh, thank God.
Mendel.
Is that his name?
I
How-
don't know.
this is
What
how
guy
we
are
do
you
it.
talking about now?
This is
Yeah.
how we do it. That Howie
He's
Mandel.
bald.
That's Montel
Yes,
Jordan.
He is. That's well, yeah, but I mean,
Yeah, Howie
Howie
Mandel.
took
Yeah.
that.
That's what he looks like now.
He took that
Um,
phrase, didn't he? Didn't Howie Mandel take that
Unless
to,
you think
to do
Howie
a TV
Mandel
show?
also looks.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, there's a TV show
No.
that Howie
Did
did.
he?
Like, yeah,
Oh.
for real.
This is how we do it. Was Montel Jordan?
Yeah.
There's a
Originally,
whole
yeah.
genre of like pop rap and like 90s
yeah,
R&B
late 90s, or
that
early 90s rather.
that's got like a second life thanks to TikTok and
Yeah.
yeah.
And the club. Yes,
Yep.
very true.
Look, for her health, this is good. But is there a lawsuit that could have come? Like, what if she dies
Right.
because of her health reasons? And some relatives like, look, you wouldn't let her lose the weight.
Well, was she in breach of contract?
Well, like she would
That's
like.
all that matters.
Yeah, is it like was it
Hollywood,
like
that's it.
wrong? Like could they be sued for wrongful death for like a doctor being like you need to lose the
Well,
weight? She's
maybe
like I
that's-
can't. I gotta make this movie.
Maybe why there's this push to like actually make people believe that being super overweight and obese is healthy. That way
Yeah.
they aren't held accountable. Maybe it's a secret like
Maybe.
push
Maybe you
from-
can convince people that it's possible to be overweight and healthy, but you cannot convince people that being overweight is hot.
Was it healthy at any size? Isn't that what the phrase is?
That, well, I'm saying, or
Honestly-
clearly
Beautiful
her
at any
fertility
size.
doctor didn't buy that because he said
Yeah,
you'd be
totally.
healthier if you lost the weight.
He sounds like a bigot.
I honestly think if
Sounds like a
if they
bigot.
continue, if like people continue to become bigger and bigger, and that becomes the norm, people's preferences are gonna change, unfortunately.
Well, I feel like they're trying to like run a psyop about like dad bods right now, which like is a debate I
Definitely.
couldn't care less about. But it's just I wonder why are you pushing it so hard
Yeah, and where do you think the word thick comes from? Like that, there's
with
definitely
two
like
C's.
yeah, a couple, 6,
Yeah, 3 or
7
4,
C's,
yeah.
a little more than that.
There's nothing worse than just an absolutely enormous like truck of a woman using
Oh.
thick in the wrong
Truck
context.
of a woman.
Who just looks like
great.
the Titanic and then appropriating thick
because
because she's disgusting.
thick is like a little bit chubby, like
Oh
like just a little bit, you know.
I think it can
Yeah.
mean a lot of different things to a lot of different
It depends on
people.
the
no,
amount.
see
Depends
that's
on
the type
amount
of that's the
seeds.
type of
wrong. I
haven't
wishy-washy
seen-
reality I'm not down with.
Even within like a healthy weight spectrum, I haven't seen people agree on what that means.
Okay, would you consider Ice Spice overweight? Or yeah,
She's probably not.
Dreamology
consider
says
her
thick
thick?
with
Yeah.
a space
Yeah.
between all the letters. Even that isn't fair.
Wow.
No.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying.
Like
I see what you're saying.
Lizzo is not thick. She's just fat.
no, Lizzo's pretty thick.
She's just
No,
fat.
no,
I mean,
think
if
she's
your
fat.
waistline is thick, something about you is thick. but-
Lizzo's
Yeah.
kind of just her own Lizzo shape. She's kind of
I mean,
Making everyone believe that being overweight is healthy is just a way
Yeah,
to like
that's-
abolish gender.
yeah, do what you want. I think do whatever you want to do. If you want to be fat, go ahead. But
Makes
you should
everyone
not
infertile and it makes everyone look the
be,
same.
Go for it. But you should not be. I don't think you should be allowed to push it and say things like healthy at any size because it's just not true.
My weight has fluctuated at points, like depending on time of year or like medication back when I was still doing drugs and stuff like that. And there was like a hilarious comment on a video of mine once where somebody says, "Wait, you used to be skinny?" I was like, I read that and I'm just like,
Body shame.
but you know what?
Shame.
I didn't complain to this person and say they were wrong. I took the insult in stride and went on about my day, as
Yeah.
everyone has
Brett
to.
Dasovic opens up about being body shamed on social
In
media.
fact,
Dude,
like
it's so hard to be me.
Serge and I were walking out the other night, and Brett walked by. I was like, "Hey, you trying to go pump some iron?" And he like gave it a good. He considered it.
He gave more,
No, I didn't.
more
Did he?
He
consideration.
gave
than
it
you
a
would.
more than once over.
More
I've never
consideration
seen
than
Brett
you've given it.
consider something. Never.
No, I didn't think about it for a
Hey,
second.
there's a pause.
It's never happened.
I think I was looking at the thermostat actually.
You're like, no.
It's,
There's like a light
that-
refraction on
and
the
that
wall.
has fallen off. I never went to the gym. I had weights at home, and
Right.
I just don't here. So it's like it's different now. And
Yeah.
but I skate as much as I ever did. So it's like I stay in shape because I get enough exercise every day. And at this point, skating now is not even about exercise. It's literally to keep me from falling asleep at 7 p.m. and sleeping from 7 to 10 and screwing up my sleep cycle for the rest of the night. So I go out and skate to prevent myself from napping.
What do you just like crash then at 10?
No, it keeps me. If I can make it up from after 10 p.m., I'm up till 3 a.m. no matter what. But if I fall asleep before 10 p.m., I wake up at 1 in the morning,
And you're
and then I'm
screwed.
up for the rest of the night. So I have to like make it to 3 a.m. so that I can wake up at 8:50 or 9.
I've been in those weird cycles like that.
That's my life. I mean, that's not even like a cycle. That's like how I am all
Yeah,
the time.
yeah, that's
It's
what I
that
mean.
or worse.
Yeah,
Meaning
totally.
like going to bed at like 5 or 6.
That happened to me after we went to film that protest last weekend. It was like 7
Oh, yeah.
o'clock, 8 o'clock,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
we got back. I'm just like done.
Yeah,
They're saying
true that.
gas so thick. Yes, that's right. That's exactly right. With
Gas so
there's
thick.
not enough C's there. I only see two C's there. I'm clearly
Yeah,
worth.
come on. Give me like 5 or 6.
turd.
Seven at
I'm
least.
worth
gas
way
a thing.
more.
Yeah,
more
at least
C's
8. At
than
least
that.
8 is what I would do. At least 8. Come on. Just be nice, guys.
Look, like, do you guys have any issue with like? Does your weight fluctuate at all, or do you stay roughly the same size most of the time?
Generally speaking, I think it's definitely fluctuated in times for me. I've been trying to put on a lot more just calories in general,
Yeah.
lifting, because apparently that's supposed to help. It's helping, I guess.
I
but
need to, dude. I've gained like 20 pounds over this holiday season.
the freshman
It-
20.
It's been
Past
bad.
freshman.
It's been bad, man.
Yeah. Hey, when you want to go to the gym, just holler at
Dude,
me.
you go to the worst. You go to the woke gyms.
No, you go to the woke.
What
gym.
the hell is
No,
the?
I
What is
don't.
the woke? Are
Planet
all
Fitness is
Planet
the woke
Fitness.
gym.
Oh, okay,
yes.
okay, so
And
yeah.
he was trying to get me a membership there, and I
Those
went
are
in
my
there, and I was like,
favorite-
"Ugh, I'm not doing this.
my
I go to
favorite-
Anytime Fitness.
Dude, I think I'm gonna get stabbed at your gym.
Anytime Fitness, there's no one
It's
there.
woke, and you're gonna get
There's
stabbed
no
there.
one there.
My
There's no one
favorite
there.
is like
The
the
worst.
the TikToks are like meanwhile at Anytime Fitness, and it's just people acting ridiculous at Anytime Fitness. Like the dude's like bench pressing
Yes.
the bench press.
I don't know what any of the equipment is called or how it's used, but I'm still gonna laugh at them.
It's
for
you should.
misusing it.
but it's it is what it is.
I love like the TikToks where it's like Sigma male grind set
Yeah.
music to
Yeah, I
like
love that.
dudes just absolutely misusing
Yeah.
gym equipment.
Or it's like guy walks into the gym and it's like a dude bench pressing 2 separate bar. Like
Yeah.
and it's just like, and then he just turns around and walks out.
That's great.
Or
I love Anytime
or-
Fitness. I'm a big fan.
or the guy, it's like somebody made like a Photoshop of a guy squatting 2 squat racks on like the side of the bars.
You won't see that at Planet Fitness. You'll only see that at Anytime Fitness.
I don't
That's the
need
best
to
part
see-
about it. It's
that
the
would be
best
the
part.
worst.
I used to have a 24-hour fitness membership, but since they closed their doors, and I think some locations, I don't know if all of
You
them
know
are
how
closed.
annoying it would be to get off work and it's like 2 a.m. and you just want to go work out.
I
Thank
do.
you.
But that's what I do every day. It's the best.
And
It's the
there's
best.
someone benching a bench press.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
it's
what I do. I go bench presses. That's what I do.
It's a crisis morning.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.